How do you know your kids love you? How do you know how your kids show you love, you show them love? It's one of the questions that I've asked my children for many years now. How do you know mommy and daddy love you? I'm Veenu Keller. It's time to redefine parenting and give your kids a childhood they won't have to heal from. Today we're going to be talking about Dr. Gary Chapman's 5 love languages: acts of service, quality time, touch, gifts, and words of affirmations. Go ahead and put in the comments if you have already taken the 5 love languages and you know your top 2. Mine personally are acts of service and words of affirmations. What's great is when you know your own, but it's also amazing when you can learn your children. What do the love languages give us? It gives us the opportunity to really know what our formula is to receiving love, to feeling appreciated. So I'll give you a great example. My husband's top 2 are quality time and touch. They are not mine at all. So for the longest time in our relationship, of course, when it's new, it's all roses and there's butterflies, there's nothing going wrong, right? And all of a sudden you feel loved and this is your person. But what happens when you get deeper into this relationship and you're like, yeah, this is the guy I'm going to spend my life with. And all of a sudden there's that segment of your relationship where you don't really feel seen, heard, loved, or anything of the above, and vice versa. When we took this test, my husband and I, before we got married, we realized what was missing was we didn't know each other's formula. We didn't know the formula for him to receive love, to receive attention, and he didn't know mine. And one of the things that we do as humans, we project that ours is exactly like everybody else's. Wouldn't that be great if everybody had acts of service and words of affirmations, because everybody would feel loved by me, because I love doing things for people. However, that doesn't happen. My husband's is touch, and I realized that when he's driving, if I just put my hand on his leg, he lights up. He feels that energy from me, and he knows that he is loved by me. When I come home from a trip and my gas is filled up in my car, the sheets were changed on the bed, he vacuumed our room, I'm like, oh my God, this guy loves me so much. That's the gift of knowing your 5 love languages. But what happens with our children? And I will tell you, I've asked so many kids that I've coached over the years, hundreds of them, how do you know your parents love them? In the beginning of coaching, I get, because they're my mom and dad. They're supposed to, which is probably what I would have said years and years ago. By the end of our coaching, or in the middle of our coaching, when we're really diving deep into the family relationships, on building their relationships with their parents, I will say to them again, so now how do you know your mom loves you or your dad? And they will say, they spend time with me, they put their phone down, they play games with me. In that minute with that particular client, I knew quality time was that client's love language. It was his way of receiving love from his parents. If we can understand what our children's love language is, and we are able to give them that, it not only shows them that they're worth it to love them, but it shows them that you know them. It shows them you know how to be connected with them. So there is a test that Gary Chapman has created for kids as well. However, if you know the 5 love languages and you just watch how you interact with your children, what lights them up? Is it when you're cuddling them and holding them and having just that moment of touch with them that they feel lit up and loved? Because that's my one daughter. She loves it. She loves to cuddle. She'll come and she'll just jump on us and say, it's snuggle time. And that's how she wants love. Our son, he loves quality time. It's, will you play this game with me? Will you read with me? Will you go outside and play with me? It's the quality time. I have another child who's older, and he loves to be complimented. He loves to hear what he's doing right. He loves to hear how proud of him I am of him. He loves to hear all the amazing things I see about him. And then I have another child, he likes gifts. He knows that when I'm out and I buy him something, he lights up. It's almost like mom remembered me, We don't talk all the time, but when I bring him something, he lights up. He loves gifts. There's no right or wrong love language, but what we need to find out as parents, how are our kids receiving it? What would it mean to you if you were able to know when you ask your children, how do you know mommy and daddy love you? And they don't just say, because you have to, because you're my mom. What if they were able to say, because you remember that time that you took that week off and you didn't get on your phone and we went to Disneyland and we went to all these different places and it was just us? That, mom, that showed me that you loved me. Can you just imagine understanding the depth of the 5 love languages and how to apply them to your children, how to apply them to your partner? Because when you two as a relationship are able to know each other's formula and share love the way each of them know how to receive it, can you imagine what that's going to do to influence your children? Remember, we are their biggest influences the time they're born to the time they're 12. They are seeing what we're doing. They're hearing what we're saying. They're feeling the energy of what we give to our kids, to our spouses, to our friends. They soak it up like a sponge and they regurgitate it through themselves to project that back. And imagine if you're taking the time, what will they do? How will they, in their unconscious mind, pick up on what you need to feel their love? Because they're probably, like I said, it's human nature to project what you think yours is on other people. But once you're able to start showing them what makes you light up, and just even tell them, you know what makes mommy light up? When you put your dishes away and I don't even have to ask you. When I told my daughter that, she was so excited, not just to show me she loved me, but to show me that she was listening, that she did it, and it made her feel so proud of herself. In one of my videos, I really talk about their inner voice, a child's inner voice. Since you've had an opportunity to really dive deep in these last few minutes about the 5 love languages, I would invite you to listen to my next video that talks about the child's inner voice and see how both of these will start to intertwine with each other.